Hey everyone! Yes, we're live. Just about live. Scott had to wake me up because I completely forgot what I was supposed to be doing today. Oh man, this is the second time I've done that as well. I did it with Cookie from Just a Little Podcast. I was just sitting down to eat my dinner. I put the first mouthful in my mouth, and I was like, "Hold on a second, what time is it? I know I'm meant to be doing a stream today."
Oh man.
Yeah, I truly, it's 51-year-old brain, mate. Honestly, it's not good.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
can't wait.
So how have you been anyway? You all right?
Yeah, I've been good, mate. I've been good.
Oh, you've been good. Right? Sound went funny for a second.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, you went all kind of.
Yeah. Bit weird then. Yeah, I'm good, mate. Yeah, I'm good. It's been a busy day in work.
Right.
Yeah, came a couple hours ago, and I'm ready. I was sifting through my books, going, "What can I choose for this?" And I think I've chosen a good few. To get me across. I think.
Right. And yeah, to get your story, like your origin and your history of comic books.
Yeah.
And you got Nerd Herd as well in a couple of hours, didn't you?
Hello. Yeah, that's on at 9:30 tonight.
Yeah, so about 3.5 hours, all right. What book is it tonight? I saw it in passing what book it was, but I can't remember.
It's a Ghost Rider: Rise of the Midnight Suns. So
that's right. Yeah,
1992.
Right. Yeah, that's it. I vaguely recall. This wasn't just in Ghost Rider, though, was it? That crossed over in the books of the Darkhold, wasn't it, and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was
Morbius.
like Ghost Rider, Morbius, Darkhold, Night Stalkers, and another one. Yeah,
I think I've got them, but it's a long time since I read them.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything about it? You've got your other thing coming up as well, haven't you? You got your is it monthly that you do your stream? Your podcast kind of.
Yeah, Comic Airwaves is called. So that is on the 27th. So 10 days to go. We've got some really cool stuff coming up. We've got this is an exclusive for you. We got a new feature coming up, and we got something else that I'm not telling anyone about to look forward to as well. Keeping all hush hush, but hopefully I'll drum some hype up in the next week and
keep your cards close to your chest.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Right, so let's might as well start off with your first comic book then, and whatever memories you've got associated with it.
Okay,
let's have a look. Is this like, are you going back to like your first comic, or
yes? This is actually my first comic. I am kind of going in timeline order.
That's good. That's good
for this kind of stuff. So yeah. So this is my first comic, and it is God of War issue 1. This is cover B, and it was out in May 2010.
Oh, blimey, that's pretty recent. Yes, that is pretty. Yeah, because I think you're very new to collecting, aren't you? So
I am new to collecting. I've only really been doing it properly for the last year. But now and again throughout my life. So when I had this, I was 16. I had this on my 16th birthday.
So young.
Sorry.
I remember. I vaguely remember being that age, or I think I do anyway. I think I do.
Same. But this book, it was a gift to me on my birthday. I was always a massive fan of the God of War game series.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
It came out at the right time for me to be like at a good age to understand it and really enjoy it, because it's like an 18 game, but I was like 13, 14 when it first came out, and I just loved all the gore and how great it was.
I've seen in passing, but I don't really know anything much about it. I was saying, glad you're doing it in chronological order, because I hate them stories that go backwards and forwards in time. They get a bit confusing, so it's good to do it in order. But it's quite, So that's the first one you bought ever, like 16 years old.
Yeah, this was the first book I was I had. I didn't even buy it myself. It was just gifted to me on my birthday, and I'm actually gutted I didn't get the rest of the series. It's like a 5 or 6 issue series. But at the time, as a 16-year-old who's never had a comic before, I had no idea that I had to like subscribe and have pull lists and all this stuff, and it was just like. I had no idea what I was doing. And now, if I want to get the set, I'm looking at like £70-80.
Really? They're that expensive, are they?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think because they've just started another new series for God of War. So this is the first. And there was another one out a couple of years ago. And then the third one is on now.
Is it supposed to be Kronos? Is he supposed to be Kronos? Or what is his
Kratos' name?
Oh, Kratos, right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I was thinking Kronos because he's the god of the Titans, Kronos. But yeah, no.
Yeah. Technically, in this game, in this kind of universe, Kronos is Kratos' grandfather.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It's a bit weird, but
Yeah. I was just going to mention as well. When I started talking about age, my back actually started twinging me just at that moment, just as if to emphasise the point that I'm an old git. Like my back, and I forgot that we were supposed to be doing this at 6 o'clock. But yeah, and then my back started going. Oh. So are you still a big gamer then? Have you got lots of like comics related to your games or?
No, this is the only one. But I am a big gamer. You know, I've got all the consoles.
Yeah.
I'm on it like nearly every night playing with some friends and stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, like God of War, I am, you know, a big fan. Like you can see right there, I've got the God of War board game. I've got God of War Pop Vinyl.
When you say all the consoles, are you talking about going back just like 10 years? All the
No, I mean all the current ones.
Oh yeah, I was going to say. The brand new console. Like I bought it when it first came out, the PS4.
Here's my Atari 7200.
Yeah. So you don't remember? You don't. Yeah. So you're not like So just like your Xbox. Where is the comment now? I only play Fallout. Oh yeah, that's right. I only play Fallout 4 now. I'm just too lazy to play anything else. Fallout 4. Occasionally, I dig out Skyrim, and I just go backwards and forwards between them two, and I can't bother to learn new games. It's too many buttons.
I know what you mean. Like, for me, it's time. So, like, if it's like an RPG game, like Fallout and Skyrim, I've never played because I'm so busy in every other aspect of my life. I'd much rather a game I can jump in and out of and just have a quick game here, or I can just like do a little bit. Come off, a little bit more, come off.
You kind of can do that with those two games, to be honest, possibly more than others. But the trouble is if you get into it and one more mission, one more cave to explore, one more building to go through, you know, that's when it gets terrible.
And it's 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah, all the time. All the time. So was that part one of that run?
This is issue 1, but it's cover B.
Right. And you're a big variant guy, and you've been new into comics. I think a lot of the younger people seem to like all the variants. Do they?
I do like my variant. I think the more specific variant I'm enjoying at the moment is cover B for all of the We Only Find Them When They're Dead series by Boom Studios. The first arc they called it the Dead God variant, and you know, the premise of the story is about all these giant space gods and the fact that you only find them when they're dead. So the cool thing about this variant cover was the fact that each cover slightly decayed the god more and more, but they were still beautiful.
Yeah, I've actually got that one. It's unusual for me to have a comic book that's, you know, like modern. Someone sent it to me as an AOK. I think you might have sent me 2 copies of that.
Wow.
It's just like dead gods that they sort of like mining the resources from them, like recycling the dead bodies kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's an interesting idea.
really good concept. Yeah,
I think I remember that about you as well. You're very much an indie guy, aren't you? You're not into the Marvel and DC.
Pretty much. Yeah, I don't have. I think the only DC I have is Flash. And I've got a sprinkling of Marvel books, but I am going to be starting collecting Doctor Strange. People have asked me why Doctor Strange is not a massive character, but you know, each to their own, I guess.
Yeah.
And you know, I've always enjoyed the magical side of, you know, the fantasy worlds that we all like to enjoy. And I think, you know, I've kind of been drawn to him. I think I really loved the film when it came out a few years ago, and I think that's just stuck with me. So I want to try and read all the Doctor Stranges.
Right, they go back quite a fair old way, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
He's not the most expensive though. There's probably are some keys in there, but like you can probably get the 80s run fairly cheap. I don't never see them sort of going that expensive. They made it more expensive now than they were. I don't know. But it's like one of those characters that like. There's very few people who are like, oh yeah, Doctor Strange is my favorite. I don't know if I've ever heard anyone ever say Doctor Strange is my favorite character. But
no, he's not my favorite. He's definitely one that interests me. But I think for me, he'll always be the Flash. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Right. So you actually collect Flash properly, do you? Is that because you saw a TV show, or?
I think, to be honest, it did start with a TV show. And when I watched the TV show, like I've told people about this before, it's the fact that I've had these dreams where like I'm running really fast and I get this one particular feeling, and it's so hard to describe.
You're not naked when you're doing it, are you? Because I've had those dreams as well. Oh yeah, cool. That's better that way. Flapping in the wind.
But yeah, like there's this one feeling I get when I have this dream, and it's fantastic, and I can't explain it. But every time I watch The Flash on TV, I feel it. Like the new season started, and Amy, my partner, was watching it. Like, well, she was listening to it while she was doing something else, and I was like, "Oh, that was a great episode." She was like, "Really? Like this show isn't great?" And I was like, "Look, I acknowledge that this show isn't the best show in the world, but this is the only way. Flash is such a movement-orientated superhero. This is the only way to be able to really see him in action. Like looking at pictures of someone going fast doesn't quite sell it. Yes, exactly. And your imagination can only do so much. But then when you're seeing it on TV and in the films and stuff, it's absolutely fantastic. And that's pretty much why I enjoy The Flash.
Yeah, I always liked The Flash. Those were one of my earliest comic books. So I've had a couple of issues from The Flash from 1979 when I was about 9 or 10 years old. Nice, I remember buying it from the corner shop. I assume they must have just liked the fact that he was running faster. I don't know what made me pick it up, but I know that I've got a couple of his early in my collection with Flash comics.
Yeah,
the Flash comics are quite funny. I don't know if it's quite as bad as it was, but I've been reading some of the old ones. Like he'd slip on a puddle or something, and then or a bit of ice, and like suddenly they've got away. So they've got away. But you can get up, you can run around the world 5 times, and they still wouldn't have got like an inch away. But he always managed to like find excuses for the villain to get away.
A little bit of ice, gone.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Some crazy stuff. But all good though. All good. What season are they on now? The Flash series.
7.
I don't even sure how many series I've watched it, because there's so many channels now and so many streaming services and so many programs, which is good. I'm not complaining about any of that really, but it's it's just finding the time and the channel to watch it on.
100%.
What's it on in the UK now? Maybe I think
it's on like Channel 4 or E4. It's on one of the 4s.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I didn't realize it was on terrestrial telly. I thought I'd have some down, but I think I just watch YouTube now. It's pretty easy. You can watch what you like, I suppose.
Yeah. That's true.
I have got Netflix and the other one, but I can't bother to watch them half the time.
Yeah, that's true. There's so much on there. Sometimes it gives you that kind of that blankness in it. You've got all this stuff to look through, but there's too much to choose. And you end up not watching any of it.
That's what I started doing now with my if I decide to watch that on Netflix, I'll choose something within the first 5 minutes, or I'll just turn it off. I'm not going to go, because otherwise you could be flipping through the blinking things over and over again. I just say whatever the first thing that I find that I haven't seen and it doesn't look completely objectionable, I'll watch it.
I think the newest thing I've started watching, I'm very far behind. I've only just started watching it, and it's Peaky Blinders.
Oh yeah, my missus likes that.
Yeah, like
or you have to pronounce it Peaky Blinders like that. That's how I do it anyway. To give it the authentic Birmingham accent, you have to say it like that.
Yeah. Well, Dean's here. I'm sure maybe he could do it for me later on.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that goes. And
the more you want to wind up people, the more high-shrilled you say it, basically, to annoy them most.
Yeah.
It's all good fun. What about the other ones? Is it CW? Is that the channel that does them in America? CW?
Yeah, CW. Yeah.
So you're not into the Arrow or Supergirl or any of that?
I watched the first season of The Arrow and I kind of lost it. Sorry, Dean.
Peaky Blinders.
There's Supergirl. I got into that quite a bit. Did enjoy that. Legends of Tomorrow, I kind of jumped back and forth between that. But I think a really underrated one, it wasn't CW, but they picked up the same actor, was Constantine.
Right, yeah.
So Matt Ryan, the actor there.
Did you watch that series of Constantine?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah,
I thought it was really good. Yeah, I thought it was really
fantastic.
Cool.
And I was gutted they dropped it.
Yeah, I can't understand why they dropped it, because it was just on a nice cliffhanger as well. The angel we thought was on the good side of the good guys, we discovered wasn't on the side of the good guys, and it was like, oh, what's going to happen next? Nothing's going to happen next because they've cancelled it. Oh,
damn it! Gutted.
Yeah,
I know.
Same with Swamp Thing. That wasn't too bad a run either.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't catch that one though, but I did hear a lot of good things.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. Okay, let's move on to the next comic book, shall we? Unless you've got anything else you want to say about Kratos. I mean, you say, how much of a run has he had on Kratos? Just that one mini-series and then another one? Or
So this is 5 issues. I think the run that came out, I think it was 2019, that's 4 or 5. And then the one they've just started this month is 4.
Right. Okay. So not huge amounts of them. Right.
No.
Do they follow the game kind of stories? You know, or
They're in between. That's the thing. They
Right.
fill in gaps, which I really like.
Cool.
Okay.
Right.
I hope this isn't cheating, but I got the next couple. I got trades.
Right. Yeah. No. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. Cheap.
Next one.
5 is just like just a number, like, and just whatever you want to show, and it's comic book related. It's all good.
Great. Okay. Next one. Lock and Key.
Okay, I saw that TV show as well.
IDW. Yeah, the TV show is great. But the first time I read this book was digitally. So this is now, if you're looking at the timeline of my comic life, this is me being interested in comics, but not really still understanding the whole subscription pull list kind of thing. So I had a friend and he knew I liked comics and this kind of stuff. So he sent me a link to Humble Bundle. If you've heard of that, if you've not heard of that, it's a charity based thing, and you pay as much as you want, and you'll get a certain amount of stuff. So they did a comic bundle, and I paid I think it was like £18, and they sent me so much digital comics.
Yeah, I think I got a Cthulhu, like a HP Lovecraft Humble Bundle once. I seem to recall.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So.
And then because I paid the full amount of this thing, they also sent me an actual physical copy of a book called Diablo House, and it was signed by the writer as well. So that was really cool. But this was, I got that Humble Bundle because I'd heard such good things about this series. I've got the whole box set of the first 6 volumes. Admittedly, I've only read the first 3, and I do fully intend on reading all of it. But I think this is where the whole indie interest started. Because as you're growing up, you think of comics, you think of Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, all this kind of stuff. It's just all superhero, and it's quite saturated. And then when I realized that there are other companies and publishers putting out cool, original, like niche stories, I think that's what kind of sold it for me. And it was like there is actually cool stuff that's not just superhero based, and it can explore other aspects of life and emotions and sci-fi and all these other types of genres. And it's just great.
Do you know Simon, Simple Simon, Australian YouTube?
Yeah, I know him. Yeah,
because he's always talking about he's getting into the indies now, because he says when you buy an indie, you can get in on the ground floor. You haven't got to know loads of backstory like you
issue
have
one.
Issue 1. This is the story. If you keep with it, you'll know the whole story. It's not like when you pick up Batman 1027 or Detective 1000, whatever it is on now, and and they bring back a character that's not been seen for 20 years, and you don't know who it is, kind of thing, or they reference stuff that's happened, so it kind of like, for more new readers, it doesn't make a certain kind of sense.
Totally agree. And you have that issue as well, me in particular, if I said I wanted to read Batman, where's a good place to jump in? And they go, start on this arc or whatever, and then I'd be like, I wouldn't be happy with that, because I'd had the same mentality as you, where I'd want to know what these little references are about and what they mean and what these characters, I want to know their backstories and stuff. So the perfectionist in me would want to start from issue 1. And it's hard. So I think going into indies is, as a new collector like me, it's good, because there are stories starting now which you can tell are gonna go for a long time, and to be able to enjoy those and collect them and be in them at the time they're out, so other people are also excited and interested about them, for you to join in as well in those conversations, instead of going, I'm 50 years late and I've just read Batman and go, guys, have you read this issue? It's really cool. And then you'll be like, what?
Well, how does the TV show for Lock and Key compare to have you seen the TV show as well?
Yeah, I've only seen the first 3 episodes, but that's purely because I realized each episode was 1 volume.
Right.
So literally, all of episode 1 has the entirety of this volume. So the first 6 issues, and then some other weird stuff I've not seen before.
Okay.
And then it just, that's what it kind of go like. So I was hoping to read it all and then watch it all.
Okay, so was it 6 series? Was it 6 issues, 6 episodes in the first series? Then was it?
I think there was more. I think it was like 8 to 10, maybe.
All right, so there's more books for you to get, is there? I'm not sure how far ahead Lock and Key is. How many?
So
how many issues they've been?
there's 6 volumes. I think it's like 36 maybe, something like that. But there's six volumes, but they've also got a lot of spin-off series now. Like you had the Battalion one, and now you've got the Sandman and Lock and Key one going on. And they do lots of spin-offs because, obviously the keys that are involved in this series have been around for, centuries, maybe a decade,
so it's like
whatever.
Previous stories of people who've owned the key, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, and it's just interesting. They've created this kind of universe that they can just make stuff up for any time period and have any type of character in there. And it was really clever of was it Joe Hill? I think was the writer.
It's not limited. Is it an ongoing series? The actual comic book is an ongoing series, or those 6 volumes all that they done?
No, so the Sandman Lock and Key crossover stuff is coming out at the moment. I think issue 1 is out in the middle of April.
All right, no connection to DC Sandman.
Yeah.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is it a DC book then, Lock and Key? Or
no, it's IDW.
But they tie in with Sandman from DC Comics.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the Sandman universe stuff. Yeah.
All right, I didn't know that. Yeah, I say I don't buy any modern stuff, so all this kind of stuff is all new to me. Yeah. I'll probably have to wait because there's supposed to be a Sandman TV show in there or something. I know there was an audible drama or a podcast, an audible. Yeah. That was it. That's the word I was looking for.
That's awesome.
A listening thing. Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good. But I've not read the books, but I want to read the books because I've listened to that now. But people have told me it's pretty much 100% accurate to the books. So it would be nice to see visuals to the audio.
Yeah, I've got a few Sandman, but I don't think I've read that. Certainly not read all of them. I like the other Sandman, the Golden Age Sandman from Sandman Mystery Theater. It was a really cool run a good few years ago now. But yeah, let's not go into that.
Okay. All right.
Another thing I said about the indie books is there's so many that get optioned. I mean, are you a speculator? Do you say, well, this one looks like it could be a good story. I'm going to make sure I get all the covers of number 1 in case they saw.
Kind of. I'm still learning about what is going to blow up. You know what I mean? So recently I was very lucky to get the first printing of the ENIAC issue 1 by Bad Idea. They're a brand new publisher and they only sold this book at Forbidden Planet. Speculation day 1, because it was such a limited run. People were going mad for it on eBay, and unfortunately my copy came a bit too late for me to get those stupid prices on eBay. It was going between £200 and £500.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've kept it. I haven't sold it. I've still got it. But yeah, so I'm learning. I'm figuring stuff out. And as we're going along, but I do have a couple, copies of the same issues and stuff like that, like variant covers and double covers, just because I like them and, I'm interested in them. And if I like them, surely someone else in the future will like them and maybe
if they suddenly become like valuable, then good, but you don't buy it just for that purpose. Sorry, it just seems like so many TV shows that are being sort of mentioned to comic books now. Like comic books to TV and films is just massive at the moment.
Yeah, I think one that will blow up. To be honest, these issues are quite expensive now anyway, and it's Canto. And that's been greenlit for an animated TV show, which is fantastic. And I've pre-ordered volume 2. I've got volume 1 here, and I'm going to be ordering the little side books as well. But for anyone who has issue 1 of that, get ready because that's going to go up.
That's trouble is it's like, I don't know. I like to keep my comic books anyway, so I'm not really one for selling them much. But I suppose if you've the kind of person who's bought 2 or more of comics, you can always keep one and sell your spare, can't you?
Exactly. Yeah.
I've got that. The White Vision was going massively at some point, and I've got the whole. Yeah. So I've got
West
the whole
Coast
run
Avengers.
I've got the whole West Coast Avengers run.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a feeling I might have been given one of those as well in another. So I need to go through all my doubles boxes and check it. I haven't got a spare one of that.
Speaking of the West Coast Avengers, I actually I work with a guy who was also interested in comics and stuff, and he was just looking through Gumtree, and he managed to pick up that White Vision book for £1. And then he was like, "I've got it for £1. I'm going to sell it," and we found out he could potentially get like £125 from it. which is fantastic. That's a hell of a profit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, nice if you can get if that kind of thing happens a few times. It's always decent. As if you can buy a comic for it. Actually, talking about comic books, I'll just say this quickly. We'll quickly look at eBay because I'm watching a comic at the moment. It's gone up in price. It's 1 hour left to go. It's all right. We've got plenty of time. I can go and see if I can gazump that at the last minute. But yeah, no, I'm not that super bothered about it. It's getting a bit expensive now. It's the Lois Lane 106, the one where she becomes black for an issue. That goes for massive money. It's can do anyway. But the guy's put it up there as Lois Lane 104, but he's actually showing a picture of 106. I'm hoping a lot of people aren't going to be looking at it, and maybe I'll get it cheaper. But
who knows? Good luck.
Yeah, you never know. All right. What other indie ones are you really keen on? Do you think? What ones do you? What indie? Let's ask you this question. What indie comic book that you've read that isn't optioned yet, you think should be optioned, or you reckon it might be optioned? So if you say to me, go out and buy this book, you could be on a winner. Go and get 10 copies, and in 5 years' time, you'll be sitting on a mountain of cash.
Can I answer that later? I've got a book lined up for that.
That's good. That's good.
I can definitely answer your question with that later.
Rather handy. Right. You got anything else you want to say about Lock and Key then? Do you have any idea when the next series is coming? I'm assuming there's been another series on the show. Yeah.
No, I don't have a clue, but I'm assuming it
seems like quite a long while ago now. The first season came out. I feel like I've watched it at least over a year ago. It feels like it anyway.
Yeah, I think it is actually. I think that's the issue with Netflix stuff when they come out all in one hit. They're all out. People watch them in the first week, and then they'll be waiting a whole year, maybe a bit more for the next. Instead of them coming out weekly, and there'll be less time to wait.
I think I remember seeing once an article saying that Netflix don't have much incentive to do lots of seasons because they reckon the first season massive and then the interest wanes after that. So they're kind of if you get 2 seasons, that's probably what you're going to get. They're unlikely to carry on unless they're super huge because it's the initial interest wears off quickly and then people are looking for the next big thing to get into reading.
100%, yeah.
Right, this might be a spoiler from TB Collects. Is this a spoiler? It might be a spoiler. I've never heard of it. Right.
Well, you will.
Let's have a look at your next book.
Okay, next one. Right. For people who know me, this is surprise. It is The Flash.
The Flash.
This is Flash Rebirth. This was the first ever trade that I bought, and I think this was about 4 or 5 years ago.
This is the Return of Barry Allen, is it?
The Return of Barry Allen, yeah. I can't quite remember what year it is now.
No.
20. No, I'm not even going to try and guess. I'll get slated if I get it wrong. But yeah, so this is what we were talking about earlier on. I wanted to get into reading The Flash, so I was searching online, where's a good place to jump in? And people were go here. If you like the Barry Allen stuff, because I'd watched the TV show, I only knew Barry Allen. They were go for that. I was great, okay, fine. And I bought it and I started reading it and I was you know what? I'm not happy with this. So I actually went online and I downloaded every single Flash book. And I pretty much read them all. I started from the very beginning in was it the 50s? Is that when he started?
I think so. Yeah. Was it Showcase or something? Number 4 or something like that?
Yeah, it was Showcase. Yeah.
I can't remember what number it was. Maybe 5 or 4. Quite early, anyhow.
I started reading all of them, and then I realized, right, okay, this is kind of like a monster of the week kind of thing. There's no real depth or character development where there's no arc. So then I jumped forward a bit to find the first arc, and it was the death of Iris West.
Right.
With the Reverse Flash there as well, and so I started reading all these arcs, and then it gets on to Crisis on Infinite Earths, where you see the death of Barry Allen. So I know, so it wasn't just Flash issues I was reading. I was also reading tie-ins for Flash as well.
Right.
And then you get to the Wally West, and I kind of read pretty much all the Wally West. I think I kind of stopped when I got to Impulse.
Right.
And then I was okay.
Impulse is good. I liked Impulse. I thought that was a good, a fun comic.
Yeah, Impulse is good. And then I thought, okay, I'm happy. So here I am now. I started here, and I've bought every Flash trade from this point. I think I'm up. I know there are more out than this, but I'm up to Flash Rebirth Volume 8, Flash War,
right.
And it goes up to Volume 14, and then you've got the death metal stuff, and then Infinite Frontier.
Right.
So we're nearly there.
Yeah, I've got quite a few Flash. I'm trying to collect the older ones now. Like, well, I'm not in trade. I like to get paper. I like to get the comics. No, but they're expensive. I'm trying from about 70 to the end of the run. I think I'm trying to get of that first Flash series. Never going to own the first appearance of Flash or any of the big keys in that run. No. Just unless I win the lottery, it's not going to happen. I got the whole Wally West run, but I was still happy. I mean, for me, Barry Allen was always going to be my Flash because he was the first one that I read with back in 1979 when I picked up a couple of his comic books, you know, in those days. So, yes, I was very happy to see him return. Someone was saying, like, I can't remember if it was a stream that you was. Did you guys do like the Nerd Herd? Did you do the Flashpoint? Did you do a Flashpoint read?
No, we did this one. This is the one.
Oh, was that one? Okay, because I'm sure someone was talking. I was in chat. And it was something that someone was saying, and I was like in the comments, "Oh no, I'm pretty sure so and so." And it was like, "Oh no, no." And I was looking it up. It goes, they got all very, very confusing to do with the death of Impulse, because Impulse became Flash for a while, didn't he? And then he got killed just before Rebirth. I'm sure that's what happened.
Oh, I'm not sure actually. But they show Impulse dying in the Future State Flash books. Flash issue 1, Future State.
Yeah, after the New 52 came, he may have popped back to life again. I don't know what this. Yeah, I can't even remember because there's so many comics, so many stories. I can't even. Was that Rebirth? Was that part of the New 52? Or was that before the New 52 happened? It was before.
This was before the New 52. So Flashpoint was the event that started the New 52.
Oh, was it? Okay.
So this was you know this first, and then you had 2 volumes of like the road to Flashpoint, and then Flashpoint happened.
Yeah, there's so much stuff to probably try and remember. It's probably impossible.
But it's like the only thing that I feel like, you know, like people can come to me and ask me some stuff about Flash. You know, I'm happy to talk about it. I feel like I can have a decent conversation about it. And
if it was Comic Book Mastermind, Flash would be your specialist subject, yeah?
Yes, I think so. Superhero category, I'd go for Flash,
yeah. Someone needs to do that show. I did think about doing a Comic Book Mastermind at some point, but too much like hard work.
That's true. Yeah, you got to think of all the questions.
Yeah. So have you got a favourite Flash story?
Probably Flashpoint, because I think it gets in so much depth. Like it's not just the 5 issues. I've read the entire tie-ins, and it's like 76 issues or something. I've got the whole box set over there, and it was like,
it's very true.
Yeah, it is true.
I think back in the day, talking about it, when I was like first reading the Flash, like you say, you could pretty much. There's nothing, like no really long arcs. You could buy a comic here, be the villain of the week, like you say. So you got the story in it. But nowadays there'd be reference stuff that happened before, and you didn't get that so much back in the day. So it must be a lot harder to. That's possibly one of the reasons you're not getting so many people coming into comic books, because it's a lot harder to sort of feel that you know the story.
It's intimidating. It's overwhelming, and it's like, do I have the time? And if you don't want to get the digital copies and you want to get the physical copies, do I have the money? And it all just, goes into like that,
Got a question about is the Snyder Cut coming tomorrow, the Justice League movie, is it?
Yeah.
Are you excited to see Barry in there?
I am. I think the main focus for me when the original Justice League film came out was the fact that Flash would be in there, like big appearance in there, and I loved it. But the Justice League film did fall quite short. But the fact that the Snyder Cut is out tomorrow, and I'm really hoping for some really good Flash scenes, and I just hope they nail it. Like the film in general, like I'm not just hoping, putting all my eggs into the Flash's basket, but I just hope the whole film in general is better and great.
I like the film. I only watched it the once, so I watched it and I thought, it was good. I got everything out of it I needed, but it was like, I just don't think I'm a very good, from what everybody else says, I don't think I'm a very good judge of films, because I tend to like most of them.
Yeah, like I think I'm on the same page as you. Like I'm quite open-minded, and I'm like I'm happy. I'm always looking for the positives in these things.
Exactly,
And
that's what I try and do. Yeah,
this sucked because of this, this, this. I was like, yeah, but it was good because of this, this, and this.
Yeah, literally what I look for when what gives me a little frisson of enjoyment when I'm watching a superhero film. If there's something that, to my mind, could have been straight from the comic books, that really gets me happy. Well, I'm gonna have to quickly just decline this call from my girlfriend because she's ringing me early. And did you hear it ringing? I wasn't sure if you heard it ringing
a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to quickly message her. You quickly cover for me.
That's okay. Put me on full screen. I'll do my next book.
Oh, okay. Oh, she's ringing me again.
No.
All right. Where's the full screen? I'll put you on full screen, and all right. I'll quickly message her.
So, right, that's fine. So my next book. This is the book that pretty much started off my entire YouTube career. Well, career should be that the air quotes word there. It's a book that interested me from a publisher that I'm now a massive fan of. It's right up my street. It's set in the UK. We recently reviewed it on the Nerd Herd, and it got a score that I wasn't too happy about. But it is Once and Future, Volume 1 from Boom Studios.
Okay.
So I did a read and review series. If you scroll all the way back on my channel, you'll see this. I did one episode per issue in this book. But so I've got fond memories of this story as a whole because of where it has brought me now. Me doing that video, it kind of, the little amount of views, the like or two, and the odd comment and stuff like that, it spurs you on. All right, I'll do another one. You know what I mean? And then it kind of, so this book, I think, to me, it's not just a book. It's friendships, it's connections, I've actually learned, it's helped me learn new skills, and I've got knowledge and all this stuff. So Once and Future will always have a nice place for me because.
Something to do with the Arthurian legend, is it? I'm guessing by the name.
It is, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's a really good book. It's basically about this old woman named I can't remember her name. Anyway, there's got this grandmother, and she used to be a monster hunter, and she has this grandson called Duncan, and he doesn't know about this whole monster hunting stuff. So then all of a sudden this whole Arthurian stuff about Excalibur starts to come into reality and on the news and stuff, and she has to own up to her grandson, pretty much being like, I used to do this. And she knows, she has all this knowledge, and she honestly, she turns from this just normal old woman to this absolute badass who knows all this stuff and is teaching her grandson, who's in his late 20s, early 30s, and he's a very timid man. But in the story, you see him grow, you see him change as a character, and it's really cool. It's written by Kieran Gillen, art by Dan Mora. He's also my favorite artist. And yeah, it's just a brilliant book.
Is it because you're a fan of the Arthurian legend that you bought that one, or just?
I think that did kind of sway it. I do like my myths and legends and stuff. I think my favorite type of myth is Greek myth.
Right,
but,
you got the Kratos book, the Kratos book you showed earlier. That's all Greek myth.
Yeah, it is. But I think before I bought this, I bought a massive story-driven based board game called Tainted Grail, which is a big spin on Arthurian legend. And you're learning through the story in that game. So, and then reading this, you're like, oh, cool. This character's in there. This character's in there. This person is in there. And it kind of just piqued my interest because at the time I was really into the Arthurian stuff, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Did you ever hear of the Camelot 3000 series?
No.
That was the 80s, art by I can't remember his name now. Brian Boland art, all the way through, not just the covers. And he was basically as King Arthur is reborn in the year 3000 kind of thing to take on aliens that had come to take over the world or something like that. It was a cool enough read.
That's a good little mashup there, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's about 12 issue run, I think it is. If you're ever looking for another Arthurian legend book to read, that's not a bad one.
Yeah, I'll add it to the list, mate. That sounds really good.
Yeah. Has that one got a TV show for it? It sounded almost a little bit like and also like Hellboy-ish, like fighting monsters.
Yeah, I guess so. Like that kind of there is that kind of hint at magic and stuff like that in the book as well. And this is something I'd love to see as a live action TV show, not like an animated. I would love to see this live action. That would be really cool. But who knows where it'll go? Like Volume 2 is out at the moment. They are still releasing issues, and Volume 3 will be out in August. But the end of Volume 2, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it takes a weird turn, and I'm cautious that people will drop it after that point.
Right. Is that because you're feeling like dropping it yourself, maybe? Or
no, I'm still enjoying it. Like I'm trying to push past this one weird crap thing that's happened. But
hoping they can bring it back around.
Yes, I'm really hoping they can bring it back around. But it's literally like that whole book, the whole Volume 2 was great until the last page. Honestly, I was like, "What have you done?" But yeah, I'm not going to say anything else.
Is it just trades that you collect as well? Pretty much, you don't see not an awful lot of single issues.
I've got a box of issues, but as this was a thing about memories.
Right, yeah, that's fine. I wasn't questioning that. Just asking for if that's how you collected, kind of thing. If that was how you collect.
Yeah, like I think I really do enjoy collecting trades. One, because it's cheaper, it's more manageable, they look better on a shelf, and
it's an easy read. You can just read it all the way through. Yeah,
exactly. Like that is the main appeal to me, is the fact that I don't have to wait a month to just read a little bit more of the story. I can read the whole thing in one hit or a day or two, or over like a couple nights. But I think, and one story that I'm struggling with at the moment on like a month by month basis is Commanders in Crisis. It's a 12-issue run. It's about these super powered mega political people, but I've never understood politics as a whole in general anyway. So to be able to read a book that's quite this political every month, and it's hard to understand. And there are also other aspects in the story as well, which I'm like, it's hard. Do you understand? Like, it's hard to remember what's happened.
You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. You can't remember who did what, and sometimes exactly. When you wait for a month and you can't remember what happened before. So I've when I was collecting regularly, I'd be reading an issue like for the month, and I go, "Well, I don't remember this. What's going on here?" kind of thing. And it wasn't until years later I realised I had an issue missing or something like that. But I just go, I'll read it. I'm sure I'll get back into it. I'm sure I'll work out what's going on if I carry on reading it, kind of thing.
Oh, there's someone in the air. Trade waiting is where it's at. Like, I agree. Like, getting trades is great. But then sometimes if you think an issue is going to go like soar up or whatever, and you are looking at flipping this kind of thing, then that's great too. But it just depends. There's something for everyone, pretty much.
Yeah, I've got quite a few books that I've got just in trades, and I'd like. I don't know. I was looking on Amazon or something to read, and I thought, that looks all right. I'll start buying them, and I'll continue buying it in trades. But sometimes I look at them and goes, why didn't I just go out and buy the comics when I found that thing and really liked it? Why didn't I go then and see if I could pick up the comics? Because now they're blinking stratospheric kind of value. You know what I mean?
What I do love about this series is that I think it's every 6th issue they have a thank you variant. Like a thank you to the store, like one per store variant, and they are stunning. Like, they're very symmetrical and like with a black background and almost like a kind of like stained glassy kind of vibe. And I want them all, but there's only 3 of them out so far, but they're like 20 quid each. I know it's not much, but for one book, I'm gonna put it in a box, £20, like.
That's a good point. Have you got any sort of grails or anything that you really want to pick up? Like, other than that Kratos maybe run, the Gods of War run, is there any kind of single book like of the first Flash? But realistic, any realistic goals?
No. Well, for goals, not really. Like, I'm at the end of the day, like, I'm happy. Like, these comics to me are like about the story, about what's inside. Yes, the covers are great, but it is all about the story, and I've read those stories and I'm happy. But for in my personal collection, I think the biggest Grail. It's not even a Grail. Probably the most expensive book that I've got, which I got for cover price, but now it's gone up. It's the 4th printing of Something Is Killing the Children, issue 1, and that's probably going for about £75 at the moment on eBay. So I'm happy to keep that, seeing where it goes.
That kind of boggles my mind, because it wasn't until I started doing YouTube that I found out about all these variants and all this spec and all that kind of thing. I was just like collected in the bubble. I had one little shop that hardly anyone had anyone in it. It used to be local to me. I used to go to. The guy in it didn't even read comic books, so he never sort of spoke to me about the buzz or anything like that. I just had my regular books. It wasn't until I started YouTube in 2018 that I even knew there was different covers on comic books. I just got whatever comic book he gave me. And when people send variants, and it's like, what? It's a different cover of the same comic. What's the point of that? You've already got the story. What do you need another one for? That's what my brain was thinking.
I know. And then you learn about it, and then you go, right.
That's the thing that really like blows my mind, is like comic books just coming out and already being like 10 times, 20 times the cover price. I'm like, what? How's that a thing? How's that even legal? So I'm kind of glad I'm not involved in any of that kind of stuff. Was that your last book? Was that your 5th book? Or I always lose count on these things. Not only do I turn up late for my own stream and completely forgot about the fact I'm doing a stream, even though I've been chatting to you about it on. I'm
not sure if I should be offended or.
Well, no, you should be worried that it doesn't come to you. You know what I mean? You know, find whatever pills you can take to help your mind. Eat plenty of fish. It's probably good for the brain. But literally. Anyway, let's go on to your last book then.
Okay, so my last book, I've kind of cheated a little bit. Okay, it's 6 books, but it's one series. Okay,
yeah, that's fine.
And yes, here it is. It's 7 Secrets.
All right, this is the one that you think is really good.
This is my favorite ever series at the moment. So this. I'll show you all of them now. So they released the first 6 issues. That's the first arc, and they had a bit of a break. And issue 7 will be coming out next month.
Okay.
So
it's not one secret per issue or something like that.
No. But what they did to kind of keep the buzz going was that they re-released each issue on the same day with a slightly changing cover. So you'll see what I mean. So each one. More and more characters.
All right. So are the team? Is it like a team of people called 7 Secrets, or?
So it's like a group. It's like an order of the secrets kind of thing. So it's about these 7 secrets which are kept in suitcases. So yeah, that's them, and it's basically about this group of people who, like each suitcase is assigned 2 people, like a holder, someone who always keeps it, and a protector, someone who protects that person. And then you've got the bad guy group, then called the Seekers, who are out to get the suitcases, the secrets, and kind of destroy the world, because these suitcases contain the potential to destroy the world.
Okay. Could I just bury him in concrete and throw him in the sea?
Maybe, maybe. So this is quite a good point, actually. But I think so. Tom Taylor is a fantastic writer, but what he's also amazing at is gaining an emotional response in the best way ever. I mean, I probably cried on nearly every issue of this book. It is fantastic. Like it's a kind of action spy kind of like a sci-fi fantasy kind of thing going on as well, and it is just amazing, and it's definitely my favorite series. But the thing that has this as a comic memory is the fact that so I wanted to go out and buy the suitcases. I love the series so much. I wanted to go out and buy the suitcases. I wanted to find them, like any just miniature form, anything, right? So what I did, I couldn't find them. Nowhere was selling them. So what I did,
there you go. This is TB correctly. He's finally giving out the secret.
Yeah. You are welcome. You're welcome. So what I did, I designed the suitcases myself on a 3D printing software. My dad has a 3D printer, and he printed them all out for me. So this might take some time. right? So here they are. Okay. So right, they're not just 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is like Roman numerals. So this is Roman numerals. This is Greek.
Yeah.
This is Chinese for the
Okay.
third one. This one actually took me a while to.
Oh, sound's gone.
Sorry, bear with me. My mic knocked out then.
Okay, you're still a bit echoey. Well, I kind of.
How's that?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
So yeah, that's Braille. That's a bit while to figure that one out.
What letter is it in Braille?
Oh, that's the number 4. So these are all like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
Number 5. This is
Hebrew. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Can you guess this one? The 6.
No.
That's Mayan or Mayan.
All right, Mayan. Yeah.
And then the last one, 7.
Don't know one.
So yeah, so this, like, even though I love the series, I now have this kind of like emotional connection to it because this, my relationship with my dad is great, but this is just another little thing for me and my dad to have.
Project,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was really nice. He dropped them off, and I filed them all down. I painted them and stuff, and it's just kind of like that nice thing. And I recorded a video. People can watch it if they want. And I showed my dad the video, and he was like, "That is awesome."
Are you gonna have it on a shelf? Like you can make a shelf with the cases and all the comics going on wrong.
Yeah. That's that. I'd love to do that. To be honest, some of the issues, like 2 of the issues in this series, open the suitcases and they show you what's inside, and it'd be really cool.
I was thinking there was no way they'd know what the secrets, because then once the secrets are out, I mean, it must be hard to come up with a secret that would be in a suitcase that would be of such depth that it would need to be kept secret by. When
you read it, you'll find out.
It makes sense.
It's a fantastic series.
What made you start buying it? Because that first cover, it's kind of like lackluster. It's just like a guy on orange background and the little did a bit of hopscotch.
So this is actually the 5th print for the first issue.
Right.
This is when they reprinted the entire series in one go.
Right.
I don't know what it was. I think Boom Studios are very good at just selling people stuff, and this was coming out just after Once and Future, just after Something Is Killing the Children.
Are they all on the same company, are they?
Same publisher, yeah, Boom Studios. And it came out at the same time as We Only Find Them When They're Dead. So it was like, I really like these 2 series so far. I will take a look at these. And that's what happened. And I was just hooked.
Yeah, you kind of trust in the company's output. So you're happy to try out other stuff that they put out.
Yeah, 100%.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So no TV shows in the offing, no film deals yet.
No, but this is the show I want. I want this as a TV show. I bet I'll be bawling my eyes out all the time. But but I think I would like it to stay as an animated. I'd like it to be an animated TV show, not a live action. I think it'd be a lot better staying as live, because it'd be a better way of visualizing what's inside the suitcases. To be honest,
right. I take it the secret guarders and the protectors are like different parts of the world, or they're all from different places, different backgrounds.
Everywhere, like there's, I think you got like American, there's Asian. There's even 2 people in there which are pirates, and like a
Somali,
Alaska or something.
Oh,
just places like that. They are from all over the world, and
do they all know each other, the secret guarders, or they keep away? So they're not supposed to know of each other's existence.
They're all aware of each other. They do meet up at some point. Yeah.
Apparently, he wrote Suicide Squad at one point. Tom Taylor.
Yeah, he did Suicide Squad. He's also started the new Nightwing stuff.
Is he Australian? Is he Australian?
Tom Taylor, I don't actually know.
Because I'm thinking, because I was with Simon when he was doing his haul earlier, and he mentioned someone who just started doing. I'm sure he said he just started Nightwing, and he said that he lives near him apparently, in Australia. But maybe someone else, and my brain is not good, so I could be remembering completely wrong.
Another thing, like a memory that I can associate with this series is when I started the Comic Airwave show, the monthly show that I do. On the first episode, every episode we do a book of the month, and I decided that issue 6 of this was my book of the month. And if anyone else has read it, I'm sure you'll agree with me. It was a fantastic book, and I managed to get in contact with the artist, Dan Tinicuolo, I think his surname is, and he sent a video in thanking us.
That's
for
cool.
Book of the Month, and he told us what his favorite part of that issue was and stuff like that. So it was really nice. It was really cool. So it's kind of just enjoying a book and reaching out to someone and telling them I've enjoyed a book has elicited that response, and it's fantastic.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, to kind of meet the person, that person who is a part of creating this series you have pretty much fallen in love with.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. Still phoning you?
He's just phoning me again. I'll have to just put her off again. I'll still have 5 more minutes. We'll have to wrap up now.
No worries, mate. No worries.
Sorry about this. Oh, dear. Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe I'll get to check that out at some point. But there's just so many blinking comics I'm already after. Like, unless I see it going super cheap or something as a trade, it's just too much to read. Or maybe I'll occasionally I look online and read the odd thing online as well. So maybe
the trade is out soon. I think it's like June, July. The trade is out. Yeah.
Right.
Give it a read.
Right, so what you got? Like, is it 2.5 hours? You're doing the Nerd Herd?
Yeah, so at 9:30 tonight, we're doing the Nerd Herd. We are going to be looking at the 6-part series, which is Ghost Rider: Rise of the Midnight Suns. Yes.
Right. Cool.
And
was it the 27th? Is your show thing?
Yeah. So 27th is Comic Airwaves.
Airwaves. I keep forgetting the name.
Well, there it is.
Oh, you even got its own cup.
Yeah, got myself a mug. And basically, I'm sending them out to people as well. So if anyone fancies one, they can have one. Trying to get it out. Yeah, but that's it. That's pretty much me. Thank you so much for having me.
No worries, mate. Thanks for coming on and sharing something, because there's lots of new stuff there. Pretty well, apart from the Flash, pretty much most of that I hadn't read, or half I hadn't even hardly heard of. But so that's cool.
Well, that's great. I'm glad I can teach you a thing or two.
Exactly.
I felt like it might be the other way around.
Yeah, no one knows every bloody comic book. It's impossible, So there's always new knowledge to learn, and like people who would be noobs to there's different things, really. So yeah, I'm kind of definitely a noob when it comes to new stuff. But anyway, thanks for teaching me some stuff.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me on.
Cheers for coming on. I think next week I've got silver-haired Bronze Age babe coming on. I need to sort out the time with her, and don't forget what time I've sorted out with her. Otherwise, I'll be embarrassing myself again. And in an hour's time, I'm on Matilda's channel going through Rena Brown's book, The Isle of the Dark.
Great.
And if you leave a comment saying, "Oh, let me put me on screen so I can see what I'm holding up," I forgot completely. I can't even remember to put myself on screen half the time. I forgot it was on you. Yeah. Leave a comment if anyone's interested. Leave a comment in any of our Isle of the Dark read along videos, and just put # Isle of the Dark, and you could win a book if you're lucky. Cool. Yeah, it's cool. Cheers for coming on, mate, and good luck with
Thanks so much.
all your shows, and hopefully I'll catch you in chat sometime.
Yes. See you later. Thanks, mate.
See you later. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.